All right, hello everyone. I'm Edward.
I'm Friedel.
We are two geeks on a couch. We love watching movies together, and we're here to do exactly that. We're going to watch The Conjuring tonight, a film that I've seen that Friedel has not seen. The Conjuring is about a family that experiences a severe haunting in their house in Rhode Island. It's based on a true story and a series of books. It is one of the investigations of the famous Ed and Lorraine Warren, who are highly religious, spiritual investigators. Played in the movie by Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga. Lili Taylor is also in this movie, so is Ron Livingston, and the movie is directed by James Wan of Saw fame.
Oh.
The MPAA rated this movie R, and when the producers protested it, the MPAA said, no, there are no notes, there's nothing you can cut. This movie is just too scary, so it is rated R. There's no nudity, there's no swearing, there's no violence, there's no sexuality. It's just too scary. That is what they said, and refused to back it up to a PG-13.
Oh, good.
This is the movie that launched the Conjuring universe, which is a series of films, I believe, all based on Lorraine and Ed Warren's investigations.
I think I'm really nervous to watch this film because this feels closer to some, I don't want to call them paranormal because I want to normalize. I think that these things are actually far more normal than what we feel comfortable fessing up to. I think it's far more common than we think that these physical objects, houses, clothing, that they can be imprinted in a specific way, or that they hold that there's something at an atomic level. And I know that this sounds probably very like woo-woo, but this idea that at an atomic level they're changed by what happens inside of them, right? Like, is it because we simply remember? Oh God.
The Warrens, it's closed now. They're both deceased. Ed Warren died in 2006. Lorraine Warren just died in 2019, but she was a consultant on a lot of these movies as they were being filmed. But you'll see it in this movie. They have a museum where they house a lot of the stuff from their investigations.
Whoa.
And
the museum's
a lot
closed
of the
now.
things are haunted, and they tell you, don't touch these things, don't interact with them, because then you're setting something free, or you're loosening this presence that's trapped in this object upon the world. Yeah.
Oh my God.
We're going to watch the movie and react to it and have conversations throughout the movie that you will hopefully enjoy. We are doing this over Zoom, so we are not currently on the same couch thanks to COVID. So we'll be pausing the movie and discussing and resuming and rinse and repeat. We hope you enjoy it.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm not ready, but I'm doing it anyway.
It started out small, like a hand or a leg was in a different position, then its head was looking up instead of down, and then one day it was in a completely different room.
When we came home, she was sitting in the hallway, but we had left her in the spare room.
Cursed object.
Cursed object. I should probably let you know, my mother is a doll maker.
Oh, I wanted to pause because I want to tell you that the real life Annabelle doesn't look like that. That's heavily Hollywooded to look like a scary doll. The real Annabelle, sitting in a locked case in the Warrens Museum, is a Raggedy Ann doll. I don't know if that makes it better or worse.
I mean, I had one of those growing up.
There are 3 Annabelle movies spun off from that scene.
Coming through. Whoa, watch out, Dad.
Where do you want it? That goes in the living room.
Hey, Andrea, where's my wind chime?
I think Nancy's got it in the other room.
Ready or not, here I come. Okay, clap. Second clap. Gotcha! Are you okay? Yeah, whoa,
All right, where do we break now?
my fault.
Jeez.
Oh my gosh. Christine did. No, I didn't. No, you didn't. Totally, you pushed me.
Okay. 1, hide and clap is the worst game ever to play in a haunted house. Just putting that out there. Don't ever want to play that game. I don't want to play that game in a normal house, much less a haunted house. 2, secret basements. Just no.
Secret basements are a hard no for me. I do not know what it is, Edward. Like, I am freaked the fuck out already. And we're at like 12 minutes and 57 seconds. Like, I need some seatbelts and I need like,
Dude, it puts you in like a bubble.
I need like a Keanu Reeves cutout telling me it's gonna be okay. Keanu Reeves, if you're watching this, please send me some. I need your down regulating.
Funny, Nancy.
Can we play hide and clap?
Hide and clap.
Please, nobody ever lets me play.
Okay.
First clap.
April. Oh, I know where you're hiding. Give me the 3rd clap. I can hear you breathing. April.
Aha, you took your blindfold off. I win. You weren't even warm, Mom. I was in Christine and Nancy's room.
What are you doing? Do you see it?
See what?
It's standing right behind you.
of the things that I love about this movie, you don't typically see handheld camera work in a period piece, but it really adds to the tension. You feel like this is a documentary because of the handheld work. You feel like you're there, right? Like it's a lot of longer takes, a lot of following characters around, so you're in their perspective. The camera has shake to it, so it's like it's like you're right there following them around, and it's really unsettling and really effective.
Who's ever down there? I'm gonna lock you in now!
Hey, wanna play hide and clap?
I just need a timeout. So far, the only thing that we've been able to see in terms of the presence of the demon has been the hands that have come out, right? But one of the things that I find so terrifying in not being able to visually locate the source of what's happening is I think about object permanence. And so what happens is that the house itself is weaponized in such a way. The entire structure of the house becomes something that is profoundly existentially untrustworthy. It becomes the opposite of the sanctuary space, the hearth space. And so in that way, I feel enclosed and trapped. I had a moment where I'm like, okay, there was like a weird spot of relief in seeing the body of a whole person rather than
Yes.
just like, here's some hands.
Right.
How can we help you? There's something horrible happening in my house. Could you come and take a look?
Hey. What is it?
No wonder they're going through what they are. That's the original farmhouse. It was built in 1863 by a man named Judson Sherman, who was married to a woman named Bathsheba. And she's related to Marytown Esty. She's one of the women accused of witchcraft in Salem. She was hung during the trials.
The witch thing is like
It's the witch thing.
It's always the fucking witch thing. Like,
It's always the like witches
yeah,
aligned with Satan. It's just
because that's what you do when I'm a witch and I'm aligned with Satan. No, not at all. Zero. I know zero Satan aligned witches.
Yeah, I also know zero Satan aligned witches. This movie is giving me a heart condition.
That's not true.
Wow. That's a nice day at the beach, huh?
How did you know?
It's an insight. It's like a peek through the curtain into another person's life.
I will say that there is something about the ways that Vera Farmiga. There is something about the ways that she embodies the character of Lorraine in this really like, she sort of blends together this kind of courageous fearlessness and this quality of empathy that feels like really bolstering, where she's like, and that she doesn't really, it takes her a lot, like her threshold to hold existential paranormal uncertainty, she just pivots towards it. It's like she goes, it's like she's like looking for it, right? We only see her be really very like afraid twice in this whole film, where she's really startled and undone.
Yeah.
Are you okay? Carolyn, open the door. Carolyn, open up. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
You sick?
I woke up just feeling a little nauseous, that's all.
I thought I saw...
I hear Roger and the girls. 1 minute.
Ed, we're getting something.
Just Cindy. No. Wait. We need this.
Why don't we need pictures of Cindy?
She didn't trigger it.
What do you mean she didn't trigger it?
Somebody's with her.
There's someone else in there with her.
No.
That's where Rory hides when he's afraid.
It's like a weird hybrid music box, Jack in the Box. I'm not a fan.
It is, and I don't like it. I don't want it.
No, don't want it. No, thank you.
No.
Pietro, Satana. Sancta Michaela Arcangele. Defende nos sempre elio.
Clearly that this has to be a reference to the movie The Birds.
Sure, right. I mean, I actually haven't ever seen The Birds, but
oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! It's
Wait.
finally happened!
You've
It's
seen it and I
finally
haven't?
happened!
Sancte Michaela Arcangele. Contra nequitia net insidias diaboli est presidium.
Carolyn, don't give in! Don't let her take...
Princeps interfectoribus. Libidinus. God damn it, stop it!
Understand this? We are now fighting for her soul!
In the name of Jesus Christ, the saints and all the angels, I command you to reveal yourself! Let her go! God damn it! Let her go!
She's already gone. And now you're all gonna die.
Here. Carolyn! No! Don't!
Carolyn, no!
Bathsheba! By the power of God, I condemn you back to hell!
This is your daughter! Remember what you showed me. Remember that day that you said you would never forget.
The draft do that to your face? I'd take a guy with a gun any day.
You did good.
No, you did.
Wow.
yeah.
I made it. You made it. You made it. We made it. We made it together. Did you know that Bathsheba Sherman was an actual person?
Yes.
The actual person was accused of both witchcraft and killing an infant.
Yes, with the sewing needle.
I did not know that. She was accused of killing an infant with a sewing needle? That
An
shit is
infant died in
fucked up.
her care, and the post-mortem on the dead infant was that it was killed with a sewing needle to the back of its head. That is an appropriate facial reaction to that story. But there is no evidence to suggest that Bathsheba, I have trouble pronouncing that,
Yes, Bathsheba.
practiced witchcraft or anything like that.
She was actually she was acquitted in a court of law. She was not found guilty for either witchcraft or the said murder of said infant.
Interesting.
And she died of natural causes in 1885.
Great Scott!
Did you know that the Perron family lived in this house for 10 years? The movie makes it seem like they were in and out pretty quickly, but it was 10 years. So I'd be curious to read the books. I don't know if these events all happened in a concentrated time period, if they happened over the 10 years or what that was about. But those little girls grew up in that house.
Those little girls have trauma.
Yes, absolutely.
How would you rate this film?
I was thinking about this a lot. From a production standpoint and a visual standpoint and an acting standpoint, like the film is on point. I think the only flaw in it is showing Bathsheba too much.
Oh, fascinating.
I mean, you even said it, right? When you finally see that character on top of the wardrobe, it's a relief because now you have a visual.
Yeah.
And the visual isn't as scary as what you were picturing in your head, right? I take away some points for that. I take away some points for like the satanic witch cliche. But I add some points back in for that exorcism scene because that shit is intense. It is really intense. I've seen this movie a couple of times. Every time that is a fucking ride. I also give them some points for nailing the ending, right? Love saves the day, but it works in this movie. It's not cheesy. It doesn't land. I mean, I'm sure there are people who feel like it's probably cheesy, but for me, it landed really hard, especially now having a family myself. I'm going with 8.5.
Nice. Okay. I found there's a part of me that's just like, just fucking gold star for how humbled I feel by like the pressure in my chest, the fact that like my heart was in my throat the entire time. I've had an elevated heart rate. I can definitely feel like and almost taste like the adrenaline in my body. My amygdala is activated. Like, wow, you accomplished all of that beautifully. The acting, I can't imagine how exhausting it must be to play a person being possessed. Hats off to Lili Taylor.
She gives 200%.
Yeah, she's like all in.
Yeah,
she's all in. I'm really impressed by that. I have, you know me, like I'm always gonna like deduct points, be angry and upset with like the trope of, oh, of course, it's witches and Satan, and really it's just women's fault. Part of what I think gets explored from a cultural perspective are these ideas of like the horror of breaking certain taboos, right? So this idea of a mother killing her child, right? If we think about that at the level of cultural taboo, like that sits in our body as a worse sin than a man killing his child. Like in the Exorcist, we have a lot of taboo about the transitioning adolescent non-male body, right? Like,
yes, right. Yeah, it's sexual awakening and
menstruation. Yes,
adulthood.
Yeah, and
body changes.
Yeah. And so one of the things that I thought was really interesting that kind of turned that taboo a little bit for me on its head is that the person who actually in some ways ends up successfully like finishing the exorcism is Lorraine.
Yes, I was thinking that. I was like, it didn't work again,
but
and
here
what did work was compassion and love,
right? And like it's a like in that moment there is a real like a call, an empathy, an act of like mercy and compassion. There's this quote that often hangs out in the back of my mind that says, to love another person is to learn the song that plays in their heart and to sing it back to them when they've forgotten it. And so the way that Lorraine gives her back her memory through touch, right? In the moment of touching her, seeing the film, picking up the insight. And in that way, like one of the things that I'm like now thinking about is like, that's a pure Conjuring. She's conjuring back the human soul.
Yeah. Wait, you brought it full circle. If you like what we're doing, you find some enjoyment in it. We're bringing you some happiness with our overreactions to horror movies. Please consider liking and subscribing. That helps out our channel a lot. And if you really want to dig deep with us, head on over to our Patreon page where you can sign up multiple tiers, whatever you're sort of feeling at the time, no pressure. But it'll give you access to the much longer, fuller versions of the reaction videos where we go down side quests and rabbit holes and talk about this thing and that thing. And if you want to go deep, check that out. And we'll see you next time.
Have a good night.